Chapter 8. Lucy. Sometimes I wake up and forget that I'm living in Aria Vale's apartment. Then I roll over, and there she is. And my brain immediately short-circuits. Every single time. You would think after a month I'd be used to it. I am not. A month. 31 days. 31 days of waking up beside the woman I've been secretly in love with for 5 years. 31 days of stealing her sweaters. 31 days of discovering that Aria sleeps like she's negotiating a hostile takeover. One arm around me, one leg somehow draped over half the bed. Complete territorial dominance. Alpha behavior. Ridiculous alpha behavior. Not that I'm complaining. I absolutely am not complaining. This morning, sunlight streams through the floor-to-ceiling windows while I stand in Aria's kitchen making breakfast. The kitchen is larger than my entire first apartment. Marble countertops, professional appliances, a refrigerator that probably has its own zip code. I crack eggs into a bowl, whisk, season, move around the space with increasing confidence. When I first moved in, I felt like a trespasser. Now I know where everything belongs, including myself. That realization still feels miraculous. The coffee machine hums behind me. A moment later, familiar arms slide around my waist. I smile immediately, without even turning around. Good morning. Aria presses a kiss against my shoulder. Good morning. Her voice is still rough from sleep. Dangerous. Very dangerous. I lean back into her. She smells like cedarwood and expensive shampoo. Home. My Omega instincts immediately relax. The bond between us has only deepened over the past month. Her scent settles something inside me, like a hand smoothing wrinkles from fabric, like safety, like belonging. Aria peers into the frying pan. What are we making? Breakfast. I gathered that. I roll my eyes. She kisses my cheek. The shameless bribery almost works. Almost. You're very demanding for someone receiving free food. I provide housing. Ah, I believe that entitles me to commentary. Unfortunately, it does. Satisfied, Aria steals a piece of toast. I smack her hand. She steals another piece. The woman runs a corporation, and yet apparently enjoys behaving like a raccoon. Living together turns out to be surprisingly easy, mostly because we both enjoy the same things: quiet mornings, shared meals, movie nights, existing in the same space, although we do disagree about one thing: takeout, specifically Aria's horrifying spending habits. Why are there 5 appetizers? I stare at the delivery receipt. Across from me, Aria looks entirely unrepentant. Variety. That's not variety. It is. That's a financial crime. She sips her tea, calmly. Lucy. What? You once bought generic cereal because the name-brand version was $2 more. It was a matter of principle. You're proving my point. I narrow my eyes. She smiles. The tiny smile she reserves just for me. Traitorously, my heart melts. Again. The best part is the ordinary things: folding laundry together, watching television, finding my clothes mysteriously missing because Aria keeps stealing them. One evening, I discover her wearing my hoodie, my favorite hoodie, the beige one. I point dramatically. That's mine. Aria glances down, then back at me. It appears to be. Give it back. No. Aria. It smells like you. I immediately lose the ability to argue, because my girlfriend apparently fights dirty. The hoodie remains stolen. I never get it back. The happiness feels so big sometimes that it scares me. That's the truth. I keep waiting for something to go wrong, for reality to catch up, for someone to realize a mistake has been made, for the universe to decide I've had enough good things. I never say this aloud, but the fear exists. Quiet, persistent, especially when I look at Aria, at everything she is, everything she's accomplished, everything she could have, and somehow she chose me. This morning, after breakfast, we prepare for work. Aria adjusts the cuffs of her charcoal suit. I straighten my blouse. We meet in the hallway outside the bedroom. For a moment, neither of us moves. Then Aria reaches for me, as naturally as breathing. Her hand settles against my waist. Ready? No. Excellent. That wasn't the answer. It was my favorite answer. I laugh. Aria's expression softens, the way it only does when we're alone. Then she kisses me. Slow, sweet. The kind of kiss that makes my knees feel suspiciously unreliable. When she pulls back, her forehead rests briefly against mine. I love you. The words still make my heart stop. Every time. I love you too. Her fingers intertwine with mine, then we leave together, hand in hand. For a few beautiful minutes, everything feels perfect. The perfection lasts exactly until human resources calls. Apparently, the universe enjoys timing. We're barely through the front doors when my phone buzzes. Then Aria's. Then both of us are being asked to visit HR immediately. My stomach drops. Oh no. Aria glances at me. What? Nobody has ever been summoned to HR for good reasons. Perhaps they're congratulating us. I stare. She stares back. Then, no. No. At least we agree on that. 10 minutes later, we're sitting across from two very uncomfortable HR representatives. The atmosphere feels tense, awkward, like everyone would rather be somewhere else, especially HR. One representative clears her throat. As you're aware, concerns have been raised. Aria folds her hands together. Calm, controlled, dangerous. Regarding... The woman visibly wilts. Your romantic relationship. Ah, there it is. I suddenly want to disappear. Aria remains perfectly composed. Continue. The second representative jumps in. There are concerns regarding appearances. Appearances? Potential favoritism. You are the CEO, and Lucy is much beneath you in the hierarchy. Aria's eyebrow rises, an entire degree, which is enough to terrify most executives. Lucy has never been promoted in 5 years. Has favoritism occurred? No. Has anyone filed a complaint? No. Has any company policy been violated? The representatives exchange a look. No. Then what precisely is the issue? Silence. I almost feel bad for them. Almost.
Chapter 9. Aria. The boardroom has always been one of my favorite places. Most people find it intimidating. I find it predictable. Numbers make sense. Performance makes sense. Results make sense. People are the complicated part, especially when those people decide they have opinions about my personal life. The 23rd floor boardroom is already occupied when I arrive. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the city. The long walnut conference table gleams beneath the morning light. 12 directors sit around the table. Some look uncomfortable, some look irritated, a few look determined. None of them look particularly pleased. Good, neither am I. I take my seat at the head of the table, the seat I occupied for nearly 7 years, the seat I earned. The silence stretches. Then Richard Lawson, one of the senior directors, clears his throat. Thank you for joining us, Aria. I wasn't aware attendance was optional. Several people exchange looks. Richard sighs. We'd like to discuss your relationship with your secretary. Lucy. What? Her name is Lucy. The correction lands heavily, because that's part of the problem. To them, she's a title, a position. To me, she's Lucy, the most important person in my life. Richard folds his hands. The board has concerns. I gathered. A woman across the table speaks next. Perception matters. I lean back. Then let's discuss perception. The room goes quiet. She continues carefully. You're the CEO. Correct. She's your secretary. Also correct. There's a power imbalance. I nod. There is. The board members look surprised. Apparently, they expected resistance. Instead, I continue. There's also a power imbalance between me and every executive who reports to me. Silence. There's a power imbalance between board members and shareholders. More silence. There are power imbalances everywhere. Richard frowns. That's not the point. Then what is? The question hangs in the air. Finally, another director speaks. We're concerned people may think she receives preferential treatment. I almost laugh. Preferential treatment? Yes. I glance around the table. My company posted record profits. Nobody interrupts. We expanded into 3 new international markets. Still silence. Our employee retention rate is the highest in the industry. A few directors shift uncomfortably. And yet, we're spending an hour discussing who I eat dinner with. The point lands. Hard. Richard rubs his forehead. Aria, no. My voice remains calm, controlled. The same voice I use during negotiations. The same voice that has closed billion-dollar deals. I have given this company everything. Silence. I missed birthdays. More silence. Holidays. Still more silence. Relationships. My chest tightens unexpectedly, because that part is true, painfully true. For years, work was all I had. Then Lucy happened, and suddenly I remembered there was supposed to be a life outside the office. I look around the room. For the first time in my adult life, I am happy. Nobody speaks. Do you know how rare that is? The question hangs there. Heavy. Honest. Human. I'm not violating any HR policy. I stand. Slowly. Deliberately. I'm not violating ethics. The directors watch me carefully. And if this company expects me to surrender my personal choices in exchange for employment, I straighten my jacket. Then I cannot continue working here. The silence that follows is absolute. Richard stares. A few directors look horrified. One woman actually drops her pen. Good. They should understand exactly how serious I am. I built this company, but Lucy is my future, and I know which one matters more. Several long moments pass. Then Richard sighs, deeply. The sigh of a man realizing he's lost an argument. Nobody wants that. Excellent. Another director nods. We acknowledge your points. Someone else speaks. Provided all reporting structures remain transparent. Of course. Richard finally leans back. The board has no further objections. Relief spreads through the room, mine included, though I hide it better. The meeting ends shortly afterwards. I shake hands, exchange polite farewells. Then leave. The moment the boardroom doors closed behind me, I stop being CEO and become someone desperately searching for her girlfriend. I find Lucy exactly where I expected, outside the boardroom, waiting. Her hands are clasped together, her shoulders are tense, her expression is anxious enough to break my heart. The moment she sees me, she stands. Aria? God, she's been worrying. I cross the distance immediately, wrap my arms around her, hold her tightly. Lucy melts against me. What happened? Her voice is small, fragile. I kiss her hair. Everything went well. She freezes. What? You can keep your job. Her breath catches. We can keep dating. Her eyes widen. Really? I smile. Really. The relief that washes over her is almost overwhelming. She laughs, then cries, then laughs again. I kiss her forehead. I can't believe you convinced the board. Didn't you tell me I was good at my job? Fair. She swats my arm. I kiss her anyway, softly, tenderly. The sort of kiss that says everything words can't. When we separate, Lucy looks up at me, still emotional, still beautiful, still mine. I love you. The words arrive instantly, without hesitation. I smile. I love you too. Then something occurs to me, something I've been thinking about for weeks, months perhaps. I take her hands. Lucy? She immediately looks nervous, which is adorable and concerning. What? Will you marry me? Silence. Complete silence. Then her eyes fill with tears. Again, she suspects this is my fault. Lucy? She laughs through the tears. This feels unreal. That's not an answer. Yes. My heart stops, then starts again, brighter than before. Hypothetically, she continues, smiling shakily, if I said yes, you did. If I said yes, you did. She laughs, then throws her arms around my neck. I want to spend forever with you. The words hit harder than any boardroom victory ever has. I hold her close, treasure the moment, the certainty, the choice, each other. After a long moment, she whispers, I'd like us to be bonded biologically. I pull back slightly, searching her expression. She's serious, completely serious. So would I. Her smile trembles. Mine probably does too. I brush my thumb across her cheek. The hallway around us fades away. Employees, meetings, work, none of it matters. Only this. Only her. Only us. I kiss her gently, then rest my forehead against hers. My formal proposal was terrible. It was. I should have prepared a speech. You definitely should have. I laugh. Lucy laughs with me, and together we step into the future we've both been secretly hoping for since the beginning. A future that belongs to both of us, forever.
Epilogue. Lucy. I never believed happiness could feel this big, or this terrifying, or this beautiful. The bridal suite overlooks the city through enormous windows. Fresh white flowers fill every surface. My wedding gown hangs beside me, impossibly elegant, and somehow real. Real. That's the part my brain keeps struggling with. Today, I'm marrying Aria Vale, the woman who terrified an entire corporation, the woman who carried me home when I went into heat, the woman who stole my hoodie and never gave it back, the woman I love. A knock sounds against the door. My maid of honor peeks inside. It's time. Immediately, my eyes start burning. You're crying already? Maybe. You haven't even seen her yet. That only makes it worse, because I know what happens when I do. The ceremony is held in the gardens of a luxury estate. Everything looks like something from a dream. White roses, crystal lanterns, string musicians, hundreds of guests. The afternoon sun turns everything golden. My heart pounds as the music begins. Then I start walking. And I see her. Suddenly, nothing else exists. Not the flowers, not the guests, not the music. Only Aria. She's wearing a perfectly tailored white pantsuit. Of course she is. The sharp lines somehow make her look even more beautiful. Her dark hair falls smoothly over her shoulders. Her gray eyes lock onto mine and immediately fill with emotion. For a second, she looks overwhelmed, like she can't quite believe this is happening either. The sight nearly destroys me, because after everything, after moving in together, after sharing breakfasts, after working together every day, after an entire year of falling more deeply in love with her, seeing Aria still makes my heart race. I know what that means now. It's love. Real love. The kind that stays, the kind that grows, the kind that changes your entire life. I reach her. Aria takes my hands. They're trembling slightly. That makes me smile. You're nervous? She raises one eyebrow. You walked down an aisle. Fair. A tiny smile appears, just for me. The same smile that has become my favorite thing in the world. The ceremony passes in a blur. A beautiful blur. When it's time for vows, Aria goes first, which feels unfair, because Aria speaking sincerely should probably be classified as a dangerous weapon. She looks directly at me, never breaking eye contact. Before you, I thought loneliness was normal. My chest tightens. I thought achievement could replace companionship. Her voice softens. You taught me otherwise. A tear slips free, immediately. Wonderful, excellent, professional. Guests laugh softly. Aria smiles. You became my best friend before you became anything else. Another tear. Every success feels better when I share it with you. Her fingers squeeze mine. Every morning begins better because you're there. My vision blurs, and every future I imagine includes you. The last words nearly finish me. I love you, Lucy Bennett. Her voice steadies. I will choose you every day for the rest of my life. By now, I'm openly crying. The audience is crying. Possibly the musicians are crying. Aria looks smug about it, as she should. Then it's my turn. Somehow, miraculously, I manage words. Mostly. I loved you long before I was brave enough to admit it. Aria's expression softens immediately. You made me feel seen. I take a shaky breath. You made me feel chosen. My voice breaks. And you've made every ordinary day extraordinary. A tiny laugh escapes her. Good. I was hoping for one. I never get tired of being around you. More laughter, because everyone who knows us understands how ridiculous that sounds, especially considering we work together, live together, eat together, and still voluntarily spend all our free time together. I don't think I ever will. I squeeze her hands. I love you, Aria. The words feel perfect, simple, true. After the vows comes the final tradition, the bonding ritual, the ancient Alpha and Omega ceremony that symbolizes lifelong partnership. The officiant explains it to the guests, not as ownership, not as obligation, but as commitment, trust, choice, a promise made freely. Aria and I step closer together. The entire world seems to disappear. The guests fade away. The music fades away. Everything fades away except her. The officiant nods. Aria gently lifts a hand to the back of my neck. Her touch is careful, reverent, the place where our bond will be symbolically sealed. Her eyes search mine, giving me one final opportunity, one final choice. I smile. There has never been a choice. Only her. Only us. Only this. Aria leans closer. The ritual is brief. She bites the mating gland at the back of my neck. The moment her teeth sink in, my body fills with heat and surrender. I experience euphoria for a split second. I feel like I've been thrust into the world's most beautiful place. Her teeth press against my soft mating gland, leaving a permanent mark on the soft flesh. Her mark. Proof that we belong to each other. Now our sense can only be perceived by the other. Aria won't react to any other alpha scent, and I won't react to any other omega scent. It feels cathartic to finally let go of control and belong to someone that I chose. The moment it is completed, applause erupts around us, but I barely hear it because I'm staring into Aria's eyes, and she's staring back, like she's just witnessed a miracle. Maybe she has. Maybe we both have. Emotion crashes through me. Joy,
relief, love, the overwhelming certainty that I've found where I belong. Not a place, a person. Aria presses her forehead against mine. Her smile is small, private, beautiful. Hello, wife. I laughed through my tears. You practice that. Obviously. You're impossible. I've been told. Then she kisses me, and the crowd erupts again. But I hardly notice, because after years of secretly loving her, after years of believing she was impossibly far away, after all the fears and doubts and obstacles, I'm standing in her arms, married to my boss, my fantasy, my best friend, married to the love of my life. And for the first time ever, forever seems nearly long enough.
Thank you for listening to this story. Hope you enjoyed it. You can check out other books by Sasha Clinton, available on Amazon under the pen name Sasha Clinton. Also, check out my channel for more free lesbian romance audiobooks.